with the back book.
All right.
All right. So we just wanted to address our change in our rig setup. It's a pretty drastic change in a 6-month period. So we just wanted to talk about why we did it, how it kind of fell into place, and our thoughts on the change.
So before the truck camper that's behind us, we had a 14-foot travel trailer, a tow behind Linda, which is our first 2 videos on the channel. We purchased the travel trailer in order to remodel it and make it cute and fun and Instagrammable, and also so we would have something to transition us between contracts while Therese was transferring between contracts for travel nursing. We would have a place to live in. So we purchased the trailer in April 2021.
Yep, we got it in Joshua Tree. We got it for $3,000. It had a sink, shower, bathroom,
fully
bed,
loaded,
AC, heat. We completely renovated it. It turned out really cute and really Instagrammable. We were really happy with how it turned out. However, we were not very happy with what word do I want to use? Like the realistic.
It was not as usable as we anticipated it would be.
Yeah.
When we
Logic of it.
It wasn't a logical choice.
Yes.
That we thought it would
logical
be.
Choice.
For what we wanted to use a camper for during our travels. We found out very quickly that this is not what's working for us right now, and this is what might work for us at a different time.
Go ahead. So, renovated it, made it really cute, and we really did think we were going to live in it between the travel nurse contracts. We found out very quickly that was not reality.
Yeah.
All right, so what we learned with the tow behind trailer.
There was no place to store it. That was our biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in apartments. We've lived in apartments for most of our traveling, and you can't own a travel trailer and live in an apartment because there's no place for you to store it. You have to keep it on the street, which isn't allowed in most places, so you have to pay for storage, and storage can get really, really expensive really quickly. At least $100 a month to store it. And so we found out that with how often we were using the trailer, paying $100 a month to store it, and then also having to go pick it up anytime you wanted to work on it, having to bring it back after the trips, having to pick it up before the trip to bring it home, to get the fridge cooled, to pack it up. It was a huge pain in the ass, and the more this happened and occurred over and over again, the more we realized it wasn't working for us.
We also realized pretty quickly how much we don't love towing. Maybe it's because our trailer was from 1984. We never really felt totally safe about it. Also in California, at least, you're not allowed to go over 60 miles per hour. So if our trip was more than like 3 hours, it turned into what in an average car of 3 hours, it would be around 5 hours.
It was a 40% increase.
So if
in
our
travel
trip
time.
was 5 hours in an average car, it'd be like 8 hours. So we realized pretty quick how exhausting that can be. Anyone who's ever towed, I mean, for me, I'm pretty tensed up while I'm doing it, and I don't know, I never really got past that. Maybe it's because we only did a trip about once a month, but long distance trips aren't so great with a tow behind trailer.
That's pretty much it. We didn't like towing. That was the main reason we decided. Towing and storage. Those are the 2 things that we did not like.
Yeah, 2020 hindsight, if we would have had a driveway to keep it in, we would have kept it, we would have loved it.
Yeah.
And or if we would have lived out of it full time, it would have been worth it. If one of those 2 things. But because we were only using it for weekend trips and we were paying to store it, it didn't fit our lifestyle. So we ended up selling it in November to this really cute couple, adventurous couple in Southern California, and they're enjoying it, and we kind of washed our hands of it and went to our new contract.
How we got on the truck camper was December 2021. We were traveling at Mammoth Mountain, and we noticed a lot of trucks.
My favorite mountain.
2. Her favorite mountain, my favorite mountain, pretty much everyone's favorite mountain if you live in California for any period of time and ride. We realized that a lot of people were rocking truck campers, and we were like, that's pretty cool. We really liked how you could kind of park at the base of the slopes. Most of them had heaters, propane heaters from what we could tell, and it was a very small footprint, only the size of a car, so you didn't have to worry about moving your car and your rig at the same time. And that was right around the time we decided to reconsider, when we moved to Colorado, what our next step might be as far as a new camper for our adventures. To seal the deal on the drive to Colorado, my 4Runner bit the dust at 247,000 miles, and so we had an opportunity to buy a truck, and with that we had an opportunity to transfer over to a truck camper. Yeah, so just to review, the truck camper has a smaller footprint. The setup time is much faster. It's only a few seconds to pop the top. It's 4x4 capable if you have a 4x4 vehicle. Let's see what else. Same, if not as much, internal space as a small tow behind. You'd be surprised how big a truck camper can be inside, even a moderately sized one like this. It's got plenty of room for 2 people and a dog, so don't be deterred by that.
We really don't need storage because we can just keep it on the truck. I mean, we've got it on our lawn right now, but that's because we're working on it. It also fits through a Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Yeah, fits through a Chick-fil-A drive-thru, fits through most drive-thrus. You can drive 75 miles an hour
pretty
or something like this and not worry about it. So it's got a lot of positives, and again, it just fits our lifestyle much better than a tow behind. So for certain people out there, they really love tow behinds, that's their vibe. But for us, we want to be able to take our rig and go to, places that it not necessarily get to. The truck camper's been great for that. We can push farther into the 4x4 areas.
It may not be as Instagrammable and cute, but it's much more realistic and way less of a headache for us.
We searched on Craigslist, we searched on Facebook Marketplace. We originally, through YouTube, found that 4-wheel campers were the go-to. They're what we wanted, but after some serious research, we realized they were out of budget at around $16,000. $10,000 is their base, but it's really $16,000 once you add everything into it, and on top of that, it's about a year wait for not only 4-wheel campers, but most modern day truck campers that are new, because they have to be pre-manufactured to your specifications. So we turned to Craigslist, we turned to Facebook, we found one down in New Mexico. This is one behind us. It's a Palomino backpack SS600. We were looking at the 500 and 550. Things you need to consider when looking at a truck camper is that truck specs, your towing capacity, your payload capacity, and all the camper specs have to align. You'd be surprised how many truck campers do not fit in certain trucks for whatever reason, or vice versa.
I got my heart broken a few times finding ones that we loved, but they didn't fit. So what do you do?
It was a painstaking process, but nonetheless, there's a lot on the market. We highly recommend anyone looking into getting either a tow behind or a truck camper to always look at the used market, because a lot of people are transitioning like we were out of one or the other, or they're just not interested in it or whatever. You can save a lot of money and not invest in a brand new custom build and then find out in a few weeks that it's not what you actually need. So definitely would recommend looking at used.
To wrap it up, the truck bed camper is way better fit for our lifestyle. We can take it anywhere. It has heat. We sleep in it at the bottom, the base of the mountain, pop it up. We can sleep in it in really windy conditions. It's so much easier to set up. We don't have to drive 60 miles per hour, and it fits us so well. So we are a big fan, could not be happier with the switch.
Yeah.
Everything fell into place really well.
That pretty much covered everything we wanted to talk about. As you can see on our channel, we have 2 videos remodeling Linda, the travel trailer, which we briefly owned for 6 months before deciding to sell it, and
we owned it for 8 months.
8 months before deciding to sell it and move towards the truck camper, which was a fantastic decision for us and the way we adventure. So if you have any questions, hit us in the comments or private message. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Like and subscribe.